my nails off. Yeah, I wish I didn't either, but you know, here we are. It's been a minute, and part of that reason is in the title of this video, and part of that is just a lot of different reasons. You know, it's been a stressful time. There's been a lot going on, as I'm sure we're all very aware, and I kind of took a break from all this thinking that was helping, but I have kind of realized, and I know this is true for a lot of people, that doing my nails is like a self-care thing. And it's kind of hard to deal with important things going on when you're not taking care of yourself and doing those little things that you love. So I'm trying to encourage myself to get back into it. And hopefully all y'all are also doing things that make you happy and keep you going when there's a lot going on in the world, which there certainly is. And while I don't want to gloss over anything important going on in the world right now, I do want to keep that space where we're just taking care of ourselves and having some fun. So let's do that today. But I do want to encourage everyone, educate yourself. There are tons and tons of resources online. Act in ways that you can, act in ways that support your communities, and be good to yourself, be good to others, you know. But let's do some nails. I cut all of mine off, if I didn't mention that. And I know there's a little bit of irony there, because the last video I posted, even though it's been months, oops, was talking about how I grew out my natural nails and how happy I was with them. So yeah, oops, I cut them off. But also, I didn't cut them off for no reason. I had some issues, a couple of nails as they were getting longer, they were starting to warp, which just kind of happens. And I was for a little bit thinking I would change the shape of them into more of like a square shape rather than the coffin shape. But I think I kind of changed my mind again on that. So I think we're sticking with coffin. But you know, I'm just rambling, I'm sorry. Anyways, we love a good silver lining, and I thought it might be kind of fun to start on over. We're basically at nubs right now under the fake nails, and then we could kind of like go on a little journey together, you know? I know I showed you my befores and afters in the last video, but I think it could be kind of fun to have like a bit of a real time. Maybe I'll even do like a little time-lapse situation and just keep updating y'all as I grow out my natural nails. And you know, we can just go through that journey together. And I'm trying to encourage myself to do my nails more often, so I definitely want to be posting more often on here and on my Instagram as well. You could follow those. Great self-promo. I'm so good at this. Here's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna take these off. These are fake nails. I've been using the method that I talk about in this video here. Somewhere. I'll link it. Basically, I use builder gel to attach tips, and then I've also been filling them. So I have that going on my nails right now, so we're gonna take that off. We're gonna do a little bit of nail care together. We might do like a nice soak in some oil or something like that. And then we're gonna embrace the shorties, and we're gonna put on just a little bit of a builder gel overlay, which if you saw my last video, that is kind of my saving grace for growing out my nails since they tend to be pretty thin. And that's gonna be it for this video today, but if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, oh my god, I'm so good at promo. If you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then you can see some updates where you can talk about what happens when my nails get longer and how I continue to take care of them. By the way, I want to say a big thanks for the awesome reception on my last video. I had a lot of fun putting that together, and I was glad it was helpful for a lot of you. So hopefully we can just keep talking about growing out nails, because having long nails is fun. So anyways, I'm gonna shut up and point the camera away from my face, and we can do a little nail transformation here. And then maybe we can finish up with some nail art, because that's another one of those things that I do because it makes me happy, and I haven't been doing a lot recently, so let's get going.
Alright, so here we are. Like I said, the first thing I'm going to do is take these bad boys off. This whole extension here is basically just a plastic tip with some gel over it, so I'm just going to go ahead and clip that off with my clippers here, obviously avoiding my natural nail. And it comes off just that easily. Just so you know, I'm just going to show you doing this one nail here since it's a little repetitive, but that's step one. And then once I've clipped all of those off, I'm going to go in with a pretty high grit file. This I think is like a 150 or something like that, and just take off some of the bulk of the product. In this case, I'm definitely going to try and get most of the gel polish off, but definitely at the bare minimum, you want to get off any top coat or anything like that. But if you want to, you can also go ahead and take down some of the bulk of the product. It just means you'll have to spend less time sitting with your nails in acetone, so I like to do that. Once I've filed off all the product I want to file off, I usually go in with a little bit of nail oil. This is actually like mostly a jojoba oil or jojoba oil, whatever you want to call it. That's actually made for hair, so it's a much thicker consistency, and I just put it mostly around my skin and cuticles so they don't get super dried out from the acetone, which is of course the next step. So I've actually really fallen in love with these little pre-made foil wrap things. I'll link them and everything I use in this video below in the description box. But basically it's the same thing that most nail salons do, where they take some cotton and wrap it around your finger with tin foil, but it's all sort of nice and together, which makes the process a lot less messy. So basically what you do is you put acetone on that cotton pad there, and then you can wrap it up around your finger. It was a little difficult to do while filming, but that's pretty much what you do. And then depending on the thickness of the product that's on my nails, I'll usually give it maybe 10 minutes or so at first, and then after taking off the wrap, that's what you'll be left with. It sort of looks like the gel has started to bubble up and just peel away from the nail a little bit, which is exactly what you want. So I'm going to go in super duper gently with this metal tool here and just get off all the product that's loose. You don't want to go crazy and start picking at, digging off any product that's not flaking off very easily like this, because of course that can damage your natural nail, and that's what we're trying not to do today. But anything that comes off super easily, you can go ahead and take it off. And then anything that's left on your nail, don't worry about it. We're going to do another round with the acetone, and it'll be easier for the acetone to get to those lower levels of product, I guess, since everything that's already come off is out of the way. So I find you can totally reuse the same foils you were just using, just add a little bit more acetone and wrap them up the same way. And after another 5 or 10 minutes, you can check again, and usually by now most of the rest of the product has lifted off and is ready to be removed with the metal tool. Again, be super, super gentle, especially as you're getting close to your natural nail bed. So like I talked about in my last video, I do very occasionally, very sparingly use a nail strengthener. And again, see that last video, I talk a little bit about when and how you should, and especially when and how you shouldn't use them. But since I do have thinner nails, I do occasionally use a treatment like this. I left it on, I think, not even a full day, probably like 8 or 12 hours or something like that. And then I went ahead and took it right off. And then overnight that same night, I went ahead in with a ton of nail oil. This is, I think, is just plain jojoba oil, but any nail oil will do. And I made sure to fully saturate my nails, and I left that on overnight. So I decided I wanted to remove the whole free edge of my nail, just so we're really having a fresh start here. So I'm going in with my glass file, which is really great for removing a lot of length. Like you can see, I'm doing that sort of sawing back and forth motion that everyone says not to do. But glass files like this are high quality enough and are really not going to be damaging your nail. So especially when I'm taking off length like this, I will go back and forth a little bit and then just finish it off with some one-way strokes at the end to really seal that end nicely. Now that I've done all that to all of my nails, I'm actually going to go in with one of my favorite nail tools, honestly, is this glass cuticle pusher, and just very gently go ahead and get any dead cuticle off of my nail plate. And then I'm going to wipe my nails down with some isopropyl alcohol to get rid of all that dust and any oils left behind. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead in with my gel base coat here so I can start doing the overlay. Once that's cured, I'm going to go ahead in with the builder gel itself. I use a builder in a bottle just because I find them a lot easier to work with. I'll link the one I'm using down below. I also talk about a few different brands in my last video as well. So normally with like a sculpted builder gel nail, or honestly even an overlay on longer nails, you would be building an apex and putting in all the structure and stuff like that. I found that even on my longer natural nails, and like especially on super short nails, you really don't need to do that. They don't really need that extra structure. So I'm pretty much just doing a couple thin layers of the product, almost like it's just normal gel polish, but of course it is a thicker substance, so it's a little thicker than that. And I'm just going to do the tiniest little bit of buffing and shaping just to make sure it's nice and smooth and to make sure it's not too bulky on the sides. As my natural nails grow out and do get longer, I will definitely be doing a little more structure and shaping, but at this point it's not really necessary. And I started with a buffer that I think is like 100 or 180 grit or something like that, and then I went in with one that's more like 220, 280, and then finally finished up with one that's 400 just to get rid of all those lumps and bumps from filing. And then I'm going to wipe off all those shavings with some isopropyl alcohol and then go in with our nice shiny gel top coat. And yeah, so from here I can show you the first little nail design I did. It's pretty simple, just some different colored bases with a red glitter on the accent nails. But basically what I'll do from here is I will keep the gel overlay on. Every once in a while I'll go ahead and take it all off and replace it, but generally you can just fill over it and it'll grow out with your natural nail, which is what I'm hoping to do to get my natural length back. And then to change out designs as often as I like to, which is so darn often, I use a peel off base coat between the gel overlay and the color polish like you see me do here. And then I can just peel it off and replace it whenever I want. I didn't procrastinate filming this outro for 2 weeks. It's actually only been like 12 days, so kind of rude of you to assume that I did that. That's not something I would do. But I just don't, yeah. I mean, there's... Hi, I'm sorry, this is me editing right now, and I don't know what I was trying to say there. Did I think that was a sentence? That wasn't. That was just a bunch of incoherent sounds. I have no idea what I was trying to say. Yeah, just ignore that. I don't know. Here we go.
Actually, you can kind of see I have like a clearish, it's actually a thermal polish, but like the lighter color is a clearish polish. You can see they've already been growing a little bit. Oh, I want that. I'm a terrible YouTuber, it won't focus. I've actually already done a fill because it has been 2 weeks. I did one yesterday. But yeah, we're just gonna grow our nails out together. Let me know like if there are any more videos related to this that you want to see as we're going along. There's not a whole lot that's changed since that last video I made about how I grow out my nails, but I can definitely go into more detail on some of those things, or like do a little routine video of some sort if that's something y'all want to see, or if there's anything else about the gel overlay that y'all want to see, I can definitely do that. And yeah, and let me know like how often you want to see updates. Like we could do like every once in a while give a little update, or maybe it'll be more fun just to like do it all at once in a long video at the end of this. But yeah, I'm gonna try and be better about posting, but senior year of college, pandemic, not gonna promise too much, but we'll see. And yeah, you know the deal. Thank you so much for watching. As always, hit that subscribe button. My camera fell and ran out of memory at the exact same time. I'm really good at this. But yeah, you know the things people say at the end of videos. Hit the like button, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button if you want, especially if you want to see like some updates. Maybe ring that notification bell. Let me know what you want to see. You know, we can just hang out. But yeah, follow public health guidelines, support Black Lives Matter. Have a great day.